Good morning. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach, a life coach, and the host of this show, the Take Your Life Back radio show, and also being seen on video, same show, on YouTube. This woman tells a pastor, I won't be going to your church anymore. Folks, she doesn't want to go to the church anymore. There's got to be a reason. Well, there's no better way to make a point than the use of an analogy. You know, when someone explains something using different examples to express similarities, like I'm going to do in this video and radio show, and there's no one who uses analogies better than a church pastor. Pastor Andy Harris of the Church of Cross in Horton, Louisiana, shared a story on his Facebook page about a woman who made the decision to leave her church after she was burned by some others in the congregation. Does that sound familiar? I'm sure it does. It's not stated whether or not Pastor Andy's story was a real-life example, but it's the reliability and the analogy that it paints that is enough to tell us on its message either way. His viral post has now been shared over 220,000 times. As the story goes, a woman approached her pastor to inform him that she'd no longer be attending his church. Perplexed by her decision, the pastor pressed her as to why she wasn't coming back. Ah, I saw a woman gossiping about another member, she says. I saw a man that is a hypocrite, the worship team living wrong, people looking at their phone during service, among so many other things wrong in your church, she replied to the pastor. The pastor was sad to hear her reasoning, but not surprised, and he's heard it all before. That's why he let her go, but not before she did one final thing for him. He requested her to do this. But before you go, do me a favor, he says. Take a full glass of water and walk around the church 3 times without spilling a drop on the ground. Afterward, leave the church if you desire. An odd request, to say the least, most people would say, but the woman knew it would be a piece of cake. She followed his instructions, walked 3 times around the church with her full glass of water, and returned to him and said, task completed. The pastor prompted her with just one more thing before she left. Before you leave, I want you to ask one more question. When you were walking around the church, did you see anyone gossiping? Did you? She told him, of course not, no. Then he asked if she'd spotted any hypocrites or come across anyone using their phones. Again, the woman replied, no. Then the pastor offered up this perspective, shattering thought, provoking analogy that would leave even some non-believers shouting, amen. Ma'am, you were focused on the glass to make sure you didn't stumble and spill any water. It's the same with our life. When we keep our eyes on Jesus, we don't have time to see mistakes of other people. We will reach out a helping hand to them and concentrate on our own walk with the Lord. What an analogy. And that, my friends, is a worthy analogy to pass on to friends. Here are some signs that someone might be leaving the church. And these are important signs. Irregular attendance. The first sign that a member is not satisfied at church is when he or she stops attending. And they stop not coming to the worship service and other church events on a regular basis. Folks, giving has stopped. A big sign is when a member stops giving, especially if he had no problem giving before. The faithful member will reduce his usual tithes and then stop giving altogether. That's another sign that they will be leaving. Not involved in ministries. If a person has no interest in ministries, small groups, Bible study or Sunday school, it might mean that the person is no longer interested in the church. Not fellowshipping. not fellowshipping with other members either. When a person is not satisfied with the church, he might not want to communicate or fellowship with other members at the church. Folks, give these people that are possibly leaving a full glass of water and ask them to walk 3 times around the church. Call me at 844-405-HELP. Together we can help each other take our lives back. A simple smile to a total stranger can change their life forever and can even change your life. May God bless you. May God bless America. And be good to yourselves and be good to others. And let a person that you know might be leaving the church walk around with a full glass of water without spilling a drop.